If you have ever thought to yourself, I know I'm good at what I do, so why does it never feel like I know where my next client is coming from? Then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Keitha McAdams, the owner of Successful Solutions, where I help consultants build revenue systems that attract clients, automate follow-up, and create consistent growth using the Zoho operating system. All right, so today we are going to talk about how to get your consulting business to $10 or even $20,000 a month. And that's without cold calling or cold emailing or buying lists or even asking people if they know someone who needs your services. All right, guys, let's jump right in. How to get to 10 or even 20K per month without cold outreach. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see consultants make is believing that referrals are a marketing strategy. Now, please understand, I love referrals. Some of my best clients that I've ever worked with came from referrals. But here's the thing, referrals are not predictable. They're wonderful when they happen, but they're terrible when they're your only source of new business. And that's exactly where many consultants get stuck. 1 month, they sign 2 great clients. The next month, nothing. Then another referral comes in, and then nothing again. It's like riding a roller coaster that you never bought a ticket to or for. So the frustrating part is that most consultants assume that there's something wrong with them, like maybe they need another certification or they need to lower their prices. They may think that they need to post on LinkedIn 5 or 10 times a day, but that's usually not the problem. The problem is actually much simpler, which is great news. So they've built a business that depends on people remembering to refer them instead of building a business that consistently attracts new opportunities. So that's why I subtitled this video, Stop Chasing Leads. Because I don't want you to spend your days hunting for prospects. I want you building a system that works even while you're busy serving your current clients. So imagine waking up to notifications that someone downloaded your resource, they completed your assessment, scheduled a consultation, or requested more information, and that's all without you sending a single cold message. That is what I call a system. And systems scale. So throughout this video, I am going to show you the first pillar of my revenue systems framework, and it's called attract. Today, we're going to talk about why referrals eventually stop producing consistent growth, the difference between lead generation and lead capture, they are indeed different, and the 4 pieces every automated lead generation system needs. And I'll show you a real example of one that I use in my own business every single day. So by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what needs to change. And if you want to stop wondering where your next client is coming from and start building a business that creates opportunities consistently, let's do it. Let's work through an example. 1,000 people, sorry, this is a little messy. 1,000 people watch one of my YouTube videos. Out of that 1,000, 100 of them visit my landing page. And then maybe 30 of them complete my assessment. Then let's say 10 of them schedule a consultation and 2 of them become a client. Now I have something that I can improve. So if I want more clients, I don't just hope someone refers me. I improve one part of the system. So maybe I create better content so I will get more views because I know out of that 100 or 10% of those will actually visit my landing page. So maybe I create better content. Maybe I improve my landing page itself so that more people will click. Maybe I increase the conversions on my assessment by making my assessment more valuable. Those are all things that I can actually control. And that is where real growth happens. So here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. Referrals can support your marketing, but they should never be your marketing. When referrals become your only strategy, your business grows only as fast as other people can decide to talk to you. So when you build your own lead generation system, you take control of your pipeline. You stop waiting, you start creating opportunities consistently. So think about it this way. Imagine your consulting business is a house. Referrals are like rainwater filling a bucket outside. Sometimes it rains a lot, sometimes it doesn't rain at all. You have absolutely no control over the weather. Now imagine drilling your own well. A well gives you water whenever you need it. And that's what an automated lead generation system does. It becomes your well. Referrals are still welcome. In fact, they'll probably increase as your business grows, but now they're adding to an incredibly healthy pipeline instead of carrying the entire business. And that's a much better place to be, a much more stress-free place to be. So if referrals aren't enough, what should you be doing instead? That's the question. And it starts by understanding something that almost every consultant gets wrong. They think that they're generating leads when they're actually just capturing them. So we're going to talk about the difference next. This next concept completely changed the way I looked at marketing, and I think it's going to do the same thing for you. One of the biggest misconceptions I see is consultants saying things like, well, I already have lead generation. So naturally, I ask them, well, tell me about it. And they say, well, I have a website or I have a contact form. And maybe they say people can schedule a consultation through Calendly. Sometimes they'll even say I have a CRM. Now, all of those things are important and you do need them, but none of them are actually lead generation. That's lead capture. And there's a difference. Lead generation is everything you do to attract someone who doesn't know you yet. So it's the process of creating awareness and building trust and giving people a reason to learn more. It's what brings new people into your world. Lead capture happens after someone decides that they're interested. It's how you collect their information so that the conversion and the relationship can continue. Lead generation gets people to your door. Lead capture opens the door and invites them inside. They're both essential, but they do completely different jobs. Imagine you own a beautiful retail store and you've spent time decorating it. The shelves are stocked, the lighting is perfect, the checkout counter is ready. Everything looks absolutely amazing, but no one knows that the store exists. You have no signs, no advertising, no social media, no events, no referrals, no foot traffic. So you could stand inside that beautiful store all day long and never make a sale. Was the checkout counter the problem? Absolutely not. The problem was getting people through the front door. And that's exactly what happens with so many consulting businesses. They've invested in the website, invested in the scheduling software, in the CRM, but they haven't built a reliable way to bring people to those tools. Think about the tools that many consultants already have. Maybe a website, contact form, calendar scheduler, CRM, inquiry form. Those are all capture tools. So they're waiting, they're ready, but they're passive. They only work after someone has already decided to engage. That's why simply launching a website doesn't suddenly create clients. A website without traffic is like opening a store in the middle of the desert. It's built, but no one's walking by. Now let's talk about lead generation. Lead generation is active. It's not passive, it's active. That's what earns someone's attention before they ever visit your website. So it could be creating helpful YouTube videos, posting educational content on LinkedIn, speaking at events, being a guest on podcasts, publishing articles, hosting webinars, appearing on other people's channels, building strategic partnerships, improving your search engine visibility. These activities answer a very important question, which is, why should someone trust you enough to take the next step? That's what great lead generation does. It builds confidence before the conversation ever happens. And here's something that I really want you to remember. The goal isn't to attract everyone, it's to attract the right people. I don't want thousands of random visitors. I want consultants who are actively trying to grow their businesses, who value systems, who are tired of doing everything manually, and who are looking for a better way. And if my content speaks directly to them, then I don't need millions of views. I just need the right people to see it, the right people that I can truly help. And that's a completely different mindset. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Lead generation without lead capture creates attention, but no relationship. Lead capture without lead generation creates a system that no one finds. So you need both. One brings people in, the other gives them a way to continue the journey with you. And when you connect those two pieces of automation, that's when your marketing starts working for you instead of demanding your constant attention. So now you may be wondering, okay, I understand the difference, but what does an actual lead generation system look like? And that's exactly what we're going to build next. I'm going to show you the 4 essential components that every automated lead generation system needs. And once you see these working together, you'll never look at marketing the same way again. The 4 components of an automated lead generation system. Now that we understand the difference between lead generation and lead capture, let's put them all together. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably heard me say this before. Businesses don't scale because they work harder. They scale because they build better systems. Marketing is no different. The goal isn't to wake up every morning and wonder, what should I post today? Or where am I going to find my next client? The goal is to build a system that continues attracting qualified prospects while you're serving your existing clients. And every effective lead generation system is built on these 4 components. So let's talk about each one of these. The first one is content. Everything starts with content, because before someone buys from you, they have to know that you exist. Content is how you introduce yourself to people that you've never met. It's how you demonstrate your expertise without having to repeat that same conversation over and over again. It's a video, for example. You record it once. Think about your own buying habits. When you're considering a product or service, what do you normally do? You search YouTube or you read reviews. You may visit their website or look them up on LinkedIn. You consume content because you're trying to answer one question. Can I trust this person? Your potential clients are doing the exact same thing. They're looking for someone who understands their problems or speaks their language and has a clear path to solving them. That's why I create videos like this, because I don't expect every viewer to become a client. I understand that every video becomes another opportunity for the right person to find successful solutions and for us to help them elevate. And here's something that took me a while to realize. Content isn't about proving how much you know, but rather helping someone make a like one decision, one good decision. So if someone watches one of your videos and they think, this makes so much sense, then you've already started building trust. Component number 2 is a lead magnet. Once you've earned someone's attention, you need to give them a reason to stay connected. And that's where the lead magnet comes in. A lead magnet is simply something valuable that solves a small problem in exchange for someone's contact information. It doesn't have to be a 50-page ebook or a complicated course or a giant resource library. Instead of giving your ideal client more information, give them clarity. Sometimes the most valuable lead client is the one that helps someone answer a single important question. It could be a checklist, a template, a calculator, an assessment. The format doesn't really matter. It's the outcome that matters. Your lead magnet should help someone take the next logical step. It should leave them thinking, okay, if this is what I receive for free, I wonder what it's like to work with them. A great lead magnet is going to create some confidence. Now, let's say someone clicks on your lead magnet. Where do they go? This is where you can lose people. All right. You should send visitors to, you could send them to your homepage, but if you think about that, a homepage usually has multiple menu options and service pages, blog posts, maybe, your social media links, your company history, your contact information. It may even have some job openings. It's trying to do 10 different things at once. A landing page has one job with one message that solves one problem and has one solution. It has one call to action and nothing else. There are no extra buttons, no unnecessary links. Every distraction will give your visitor an opportunity to leave. So keep it simple. When someone arrives on your landing page, they should know exactly 3 things within a few seconds: what this is, who it's for, and what they should do next. If they have to figure that out, they'll leave. Then clarity always converts better than complexity. Now we get to my favorite part, which is automation, because this is where most businesses accidentally create extra work for themselves. Think about what happens after someone fills out your form. Do they immediately receive what they requested? Do they receive a personalized email? Does your CRM automatically create them as a lead? Are they tagged correctly? Do they enter the right nurture sequence? Does your sales team receive a notification? Is a follow-up task automatically created? So they can schedule a consultation immediately if you set things up that way. Or does someone's inbox just receive an email that they'll hopefully remember to respond to tomorrow? So those are two very different experiences, okay? Going nowhere, going somewhere. Automation isn't about replacing relationships. It's about removing the delays. So when someone raises their hand and they say, hey, I'm interested, you don't want to make them wait. Every minute of delay creates an opportunity for them to be distracted and move on. Automation allows you to respond immediately and consistently, like every single time. And here's the beautiful part. Your system doesn't get tired. It doesn't forget or take vacations. It doesn't overlook the follow-ups. It simply does what it was designed to do, and it does it every time. Let's look at the complete picture. Content here attracts attention, okay? And that attention, you have a lead magnet that will create value for them, okay? Then you have a landing page that captures the opportunity, and then the automation just moves the relationship forward. Each piece has a purpose. If you take one of them away, then the system becomes a lot weaker. But when you have all 4 of them, you can stop relying on chance and you can start building a predictable pipeline. And that's exactly what the attract pillar is designed to do. Not to generate random traffic, but to generate qualified opportunities. And that's through systems instead of just straight hustle, right? Now, rather than leaving this as a theory, let me show you the exact lead generation system that I use in my own business. It's called the AI Business Growth Assessment, and it's a perfect example of how these four components work together in the real world. So far, we've talked about the theory. Now I want to show you what this actually looks like in practice. One of the questions I get all the time is, what kind of lead magnet should I create? And my answer is almost always the same. Don't create something just because everyone else has one. Create something that genuinely helps your ideal client make progress. So when I built this business growth assessment, which I am going to show you, let's click on this. I wasn't looking for another downloadable PDF. Like, I wanted to create something that would actually help consultants identify the biggest opportunities in their business. So instead of giving someone a general checklist, I built an assessment that asks questions about how their business operates, because I've learned that most consultants don't need more information. They need clear steps. When they need someone to help them identify the one or the two things that'll make the biggest impact, that's the purpose of the assessment, to guide them. Now, let's look at the system behind this. Imagine someone watching one of my YouTube videos. This is my YouTube channel, all right? Maybe it is this one. I've got this live that's coming up soon. So maybe they click on this one and they learn something valuable in this video. Then they started thinking differently about their business. And naturally, they want to know, okay, well, how does this apply to me? And that's where the assessment comes in. So if they were to go to the description, they will see, oh, you can take this assessment here. And then they click on the assessment. They are taken to this dedicated landing page that is only for the business growth assessment. It tells them who it's designed for and what they're going to receive. They complete the assessment, and then from there, everything else happens automatically. Behind the scenes, their responses are processed automatically. Now, after taking the business growth assessment, they receive their personalized results in their inbox, and at the same time, they're added into my CRM. They're organized and tagged properly in my CRM at that time. And then they receive a lead score within my CRM. If that score is greater than or equal to 80, then they go through email sequence 1. If it's less than 80, then they go through email sequence 2. And then based on their score, they will either receive my special offer. They're invited to a consultation, which will offer them a service with no upfront costs. Or, let me remove my video here. They are invited to participate in a readiness journey to prepare them for the special offer. Now, notice something important. The automation isn't replacing the relationship. It's preparing for it. It's removing the administrative work so that I can spend my time doing what actually creates value, which is helping people solve the problems that I can solve for them. This approach works because it creates value before asking for anything in return. It helps people first and then demonstrates expertise. So think about it. If someone watches one helpful video, that's nice. But if they watch several, that's even better. But let's say they actually engage with your lead magnet, okay? That means they've taken action and they're no longer just consuming your content. They're actually participating. That's a completely different level of commitment. Your lead magnet is not the finish line. It's the beginning of the relationship. Too many businesses treat lead magnets like they're collecting email addresses. And I'm personally not interested in collecting email addresses. I'm interested in helping people make better business decisions, systems decisions. When you genuinely have a problem, trust or solve a problem, when you genuinely solve a problem, the trust naturally follows. And then when trust grows, the conversations become easier and the opportunities become more qualified. Your clients arrive already believing and knowing that you can help them. And that's a much different starting point than trying to convince a complete stranger during a sales call. So by this point, you may be thinking, okay, I understand the system. I understand the 4 components. So why do I struggle with generating consistent leads? Now, the answer isn't because you're not experienced or qualified enough. It's because most consultants make a combination sometimes of these very common mistakes, and they weaken your entire system. So I'm going to walk you through these. These are the common lead generation mistakes. Mistake number 1, waiting until you're ready. I can't tell you how many times I have heard someone say, I'm going to start creating content once my website is finished, or I'm waiting until I have a better camera, or I just need one more certification before I start putting myself out there. And the truth is, you're never going to feel completely ready. I never felt completely ready. Your future clients aren't looking for you to be perfect. They're looking for someone who understands their problems and can solve them. So understand this up front. Your first video is not going to be your best. Your first landing page won't be your best. Your first lead magnet won't be your best. And that is absolutely okay. Systems improve through iteration, not perfection. The only system that never improves is the system that never gets built. Mistake number 2, creating content with nowhere to go. Now, this one's really common. I've actually done this before. Someone spends hours creating a fantastic YouTube video or writing an insightful article, and then the content simply ends with no next step, no invitation, no way for someone to continue the conversation with you. So imagine walking into a store, having an amazing experience, finding exactly what you wanted, and then discovering that there's no checkout counter. That's what it's like. You want your content to have a destination. Every piece of content should answer one simple question, which is, what's the next logical step for someone who found this valuable? It could be another video. It could be joining your email list, or downloading a resource or taking an assessment. Just don't leave people wondering what to do next. Mistake number 3, relying on manual follow-up. This one is especially painful. It creates inconsistent experiences for your followers, your leads. Someone fills out your form, the notification lands in your inbox, you see it, but you're in a meeting, so you can't answer it right away. Then you plan to respond later, and then by the time you remember, 2 days have gone by. And meanwhile, that potential client has already moved on because you didn't respond right away. Speed matters and consistency matters. And this is exactly why automation is so important. It ensures that every person receives a professional experience, whether you happen to be available or not. Mistake number 4, trying to sell before you've built trust. Think about the last time someone connected with you on LinkedIn and immediately sent you a sales pitch. I don't like that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, honestly. Your audience feels the same way if that's what you're doing. And people don't want to be sold to, they want to feel understood. And that's why education is so important and powerful. When you consistently teach answer questions, solve problems, provide genuine value, the sales conversation becomes a lot easier because by then you're no longer introducing yourself, you're continuing a relationship that's already begun. So teach first, sell second. Mistake number 5, focusing on vanity metrics instead of business metrics. I see consultants get discouraged because maybe only 150 people watched their video or my LinkedIn post didn't go viral. But here's the question that I would ask instead. Did the right people watch it? Did someone schedule a consultation with you? Did someone download your lead magnet? Did they join your list or become your client? Because I'd rather have 100 highly qualified viewers than 10,000 people who aren't within my target and will never buy my services. So don't confuse attention with opportunity, because when you look back at these 5 mistakes, they all have something in common. They've focused on activity instead of systems, like working harder, posting more, doing more, instead of stepping back and asking, okay, how do I build a system that makes this easier tomorrow than it is today? So now that you know what to avoid, let's finish with a few practical action steps that you can take this week to start building your own automated lead generation system. And you don't have to do everything at once. You just need to start with the right next step. Now, we've covered a lot in this video, so before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a simple action plan, not something that you'll spend the next 6 months building. It's something that you can start this week, because information without action won't change your business. The implementation does. Now, step 1, you're going to get crystal clear on who you are trying to attract. What is your ideal client? What is that avatar? Think of them as one person. Who is that person? Don't try to market to everyone, because when you market to everyone, your message becomes so broad that no one feels like you're speaking directly to them. So think about one specific type of client, the industry that they're in, what keeps them up at night, what problems they're actively trying to solve. The more specific you become, the easier your marketing becomes, because you're no longer trying to create content for everyone. You're creating content for one person, one avatar. Step number 2, you're going to create one lead magnet that solves one single problem. Not trying to solve several problems, just one. It could be a checklist, a template, a calculator, an assessment. You choose. Just make sure that it helps someone make progress. And remember that businesses that create remember that businesses create momentum. People remember businesses that create momentum. Whatever you choose, make sure it helps someone make progress. People remember businesses that create momentum. Step number 3, create a dedicated landing page. Keep it simple. Explain what it is, who it's for, and why it matters. And then give people one clear button to click, and don't overcomplicate it. Then step number 4 is automate. Automate what happens next. The moment that someone requests your resource, they should receive it immediately. Their information should be organized in your system automatically. Your CRM should update automatically. Your follow-up should start. It should begin automatically. And you shouldn't have to remember what to do next. Your system is going to remember what to do next. And that's exactly why I love business process automation. It removes the repetitive work so that you can spend your time building relationships and delivering great service. And then step 5, commit. Commit to showing up consistently, not perfectly, just consistently, with one helpful video or article or LinkedIn post or podcast appearance or a workshop. Small actions repeated consistently become a powerful marketing system over time. Don't try to go viral. Just try to become visible to the right people, and there is a big difference. Everything that we've talked about today is part of the first pillar of my revenue systems framework called Attract. Its purpose is very simple. It's to create a predictable flow of qualified opportunities into your business. Because once you consistently attract the right people, everything else becomes easier. Your sales conversations, your client onboarding, your service delivery, your client retention, growth becomes easier. And everything starts with attracting the right people. And that's why I believe so strongly that consultants don't need to work harder. They just need better systems to help them work smarter. Because when your system improves, your business improves. So let me ask you the same question I asked earlier. If referrals stop tomorrow, would your business continue to grow? If your answer is, I'm not sure or probably not, then don't worry. That's exactly why I created the AI Business Growth Assessment. It was designed specifically for consultants and professional service providers who want to build more predictable revenue. And that's using automation and better systems. So it'll help you identify the opportunities within your lead generation and your lead capture system. If you'd like to take the assessment, you'll find the link in the description below. I would love to hear what you discover about your business. And if this video helped you think differently about how you're attracting your clients, do me a favor and click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments. Let me know which part of your lead generation system needs the most attention right now. Is it your content or your lead magnet or your landing page or your follow-up process? I read every comment and they're going to help me decide what to create next, what videos to do next. So thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I am Keitha McAdams with Successful Solutions. And until next time, keep building revenue systems that sell while you sleep. I'll see you in the next video.